SAG. Game 1, 26 minutes, 39 seconds. Game 2, 26 minutes, 29 seconds. Like, consistency. Keeping it 2-0, keeping it quick. And it was much quicker than what IG did in terms of their wins over SAG. But, you know, you talk about how this series is going to be the closer of the, you know, the closest one of them all. IG and RNG in their last 8 series are 4-4. So wow. It's been pretty even for a while, for the last, I think, like, I would say a couple months. I don't know. I actually didn't look at the dates. I know beyond Epic, though, RNG has taken the most recent series, and that was a 2-1. So maybe you'll get your wish of 3 games.
I really hope so. I really do.
Turn to ban.
Coming into the series, I mean, we've seen some teams ban the morphing up against IG and stuff, right? There's that Venge goes again. We saw like one game of it yesterday. It's like, no, too much. Take it out, everybody. Don't let it through again.
And they didn't even win that
10
game.
10 seconds remaining.
No, that was the crazy bit, right?
It's the timber of this patch, or this Dota bit.
Oh no, not again. Oh no, I've got a spider on my wall beacon. I'll be back in a second. Hang on.
Kill it, please, because you know, I've got some arachnophobia in me. One time I walked out the door, I was about to walk my dog, and there was a spider hanging from the top of the door, right at eye level, and I squealed. Not embarrassed to say I squealed.
Oh no.
So, I'm thinking about what RNG played yesterday and what IG are going to be looking at, because it seems like every team has their own different draft right now. Their own ban priorities and their own drafting. Like, it definitely seems like things are different for each squad. Like Aster, they prioritize the Gyro Wisp.
10 seconds.
Whereas IG, you know, they want the Morphling Winter Wyvern.
5 seconds.
But I think that always happens at the start of it, especially, right? Where everybody kind of has their own ideas coming into it, and then as the patch goes on, kind of like even out a little bit, where teams understand things more from like playing each other a lot. I think this is the one that everybody's been picking, though. Like, if there's ever through the first phase bans, it feels like it's picked up straight away. China absolutely love this hero.
Yeah, and they're not afraid to play it 4 or 5. On top of which, you know, it usually gets put up with a Mars. And, well, now that we get to see that Mirana for Royal Never Give Up, and Mirana was eHome's bread and butter in day 1.
Yeah, especially against the Phoenix as well. It's a really nice pick.
10 seconds remaining.
With this leap for the attack speed to hit the egg. You know, we've talked about how some games we feel like, even if sometimes it gets like the 4th or 5th pick and they still don't have anything that like deals with the egg. Whereas this time, RNG, they pick up this solid Mirana hero that we've been seeing a little bit of, but it's also something that deals well against the Phoenix. So I like this a lot. The question is now, what do IG want to pick with the Phoenix, right? Like, there's Queen of Pain in the pool if they want to go for it, but like Mars is still there. They could go for like Disruptor?
Ooh, early Disruptor. And interesting that it's Disruptor, I would say, just because you've already, like, I feel like Disruptor kind of likes a little bit of farm priority, unless they're going to bump the Phoenix to the 5. Remaining. But I would say, if anything, the Phoenix is the 4 right now, right?
5 seconds remaining.
Well, you say that. I think Kaka's been loving this position for Disruptor, right? But Ollie plays it as well. So it could be either way around. It's probably more likely to be Keka's Ollie Disruptor, I would imagine. Who was it who got killed yesterday twice with a Disruptor Axe on it? Was it James?
It might have been James.
Dire team
I think it was James.
Yeah. Who knows? Anyway, okay. They go for the Mars themselves. Interesting. I thought they might consider going for like Shadow Demon for some save or something, and it pairs up well with the Mirana, but you get Mars. I guess fighting team fight with team fight's never a bad thing, right?
10 seconds remaining.
I know Mars combo actually does so much damage. Yeah, we talked about that the E-Home draft the other day where they picked like Mirana Tiny. I feel like a lot of these teams, when they pick the Miranas, are making sure they pick an offlane that has like this burst damage to pair up with it.
RNG's turn to ban.
thing I wonder about is if they're going to keep the Mirana in a support role, because there have been a couple of Chinese teams that have prioritized this Mirana and throw him in the core, and I think LGD was one of those teams that threw it mid.
Yeah, they could do. I think more likely than not, we're going to be seeing the Mirana as the POS 4, though.
Yeah, for sure. It's just made its way around.
Yeah, they do have the flexibility though to run it as the mid thing as well. I feel like
5 seconds.
I'm a big Mirana fan. I love this hero and I love playing it, but I just don't rate it as a core massively. Like, it's okay, but I think it just has good flex value. That's the main thing for it. I'm trying to think of other cores that are still in the pool that we've seen a lot of.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, there's all these hard carries are still in the pool, which usually get banned out in the second phase.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, we're seeing Queen of Pain getting banned here, and Morphling, Ember, Kunkka. A lot of mids usually we'll see like, the Anti-Mage and obviously the Morphling's there, or say maybe the Gyro if teams are liking that, or Phantom Lancer has been banned quite a bit as well.
Because I assume RNG are going to want to pick a core next, so that they can wait to see what the enemy offlane's going to be before they pick their 5.
RNG's turn.
I mean, they could still just go for like the Shadow Demon or something like we talked about, right? But Oracle's
There's
okay.
that Anti-Mage ban.
Ooh.
Are we going to see 5 Mars?
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, Nature's Prophet 1. I mean, Nature's Prophet's still in the pool.
10 seconds
That's
remaining.
Yeah, and that's been very popular in the 1 position. I don't really think it's a fly kind of hero. If anything, I would say it's more likely to be a Monet hero.
Yeah, agreed.
Is it worth picking Slark for either team yet? Because Fly loves that hero. Monet is a big Slark guy as well.
I just don't. Have we seen any Slark actually yet?
No, not yet.
I'm a really bad judge of that hero because I hate playing it. It's like I feel like every time I play it, I just don't do anything on it. So I don't know. Slark's okay. It's just not amazing at the moment. Like the Shadow Blade build up and things obviously helps a little bit. Like it gives them a tiny bit more attack speed, which is nice and things. But ooh, TA ban.
I'm more so glad we're not seeing Visage yet, because I feel like that experiment's over.
I don't know if it's over, but it didn't do well yesterday, did it?
No, it hasn't performed well in this event yet.
I feel like we've seen it lose every single game.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
No.
eHome won with it, I think. Faith Beyond had it.
Of course they did.
Yeah, because they've only lost 1 game.
Oh, it's the Setsu Void Spirit, of course. I mean, we saw this get first phase banned against them yesterday, so not a surprise that they've decided to pick it up early on in the second phase.
5 seconds remaining.
If you're in chat right now, by the way, sorry to cut you off, Mo. I have to make a terrible joke. If you could do that yoga stance that Void Spirit's doing, do it and send me it in a tweet. I'm practicing my Half Lotus. I'm always impressed by how still he can be. I'm trying to get that stoic. Go on. Sorry to waste your time.
Of all the things I was expecting you to say there, that
Where
was
do you
not
think
one
I
of
was
them.
going?
I have no idea.
I was going to name another movie. We're not that far into the night yet.
I definitely wasn't expecting that though. I'm really unsure because they probably want to pick their like. Okay,
Ooh.
I was going to say
That's a fly hero, for sure.
I really like the Ursa because it lanes are okay up against the Mars as well, right? Like, the Ursa Disruptor combo, they have a lot of damage in that laning stage between them. So that Mirana Mars versus Disruptor Ursa lane sounds like an absolute bloodbath. we could have some
5
crazy
seconds
shenanigans
remaining.
going on in that lane, I think.
Could we see a like in here for RNG?
It's okay. I think they're probably going to pick the 5 here, most likely.
Could see Bane coming in for super. I know he loves that hero.
I still think Shadow Demon's okay.
Yeah.
They need it helps kite the air and stuff around as well. They might. I think they need to pick something that offers them a bit of control, whatever it is,
Dire
right?
team pick.
Oh, they do go for the Oracle.
Ooh.
Wow, 'cause I mentioned this before, but I don't think anybody's picked, right?
I don't think so. I was just about to say that's the first time we've seen that hero. And then there's been a couple of situations where the two of us have been like, Oracle would be a decent choice here.
It's so
10
good
seconds
because
remaining.
the thing is, it's like the save's really good up against the Disruptor ult. Because at the moment, like if anybody gets
5
caught, they
seconds
just die.
remaining.
I will say their voice spirit's pretty good against Disruptor because you can dodge the glimpse with Dissimulate, right? But the Oracle disarm's also really good against the Ursa. Like it forces him to ult to have to get rid of the disarm, which is not what you want to be doing as the Ursa. So yeah, I like this a lot. This is really spicy. And if you like ever manage to get the Mirana and the Oracle in the same lane together, they have like really good burst damage now. Like at this level 1 mark, if they decide to try and fight over runes, this Oracle Mirana Mars is crazy.
And the Axe comes out. I was just looking at who's been ignored so far in the event, and Axe is on that list no longer.
This is exciting. We get some new ones. I mean, it's the Axe Phoenix, the classic, isn't it?
10 seconds remaining.
I guess. I mean,
5
of all
seconds remaining.
the heroes, I don't know if Axe is the first thing I think of when I think Phoenix, though.
RNG's turn
Oh,
to
my,
ban.
for some people it is. So like, for example, he loves this Axe Phoenix, like all the time. Sentai used to be the other big one. Mag used to be another big one when that hero was like more popular. They're the 3 that always come into my head.
Dire team ban.
Like DK as well, obviously is okay, but yeah, I don't mind this. They have like decent team fight now. I think the catch is really good against the Void Spirit, like the Blink Call. I think they needed something a little bit more than just this, because like we said, he can dodge the glimpse. So it's really easy for the Void Spirit to play the game
10
until this Axe pick
seconds
comes out.
remaining. 5
Even then, I think the
seconds
Void
remaining.
Spirit could do pretty decent here. There's so many things. Like, if you really go for pickoffs on RNG and your communication's right, a spear into an arrow, you're just stunned forever. And you're literally there
RNG's turn
forever.
to ban.
Was it Nothing to Say that played Void Spirit yesterday?
Yeah.
Yes, like he played this hero really well. And what he did a really good job of yesterday was getting onto the backline and killing off the supports first. Because there were a lot of times, because he was playing against the Phoenix as well. Do you remember? And there was a lot of times he got onto the backline and stopped him from like getting egg
10
off and stuff for
seconds
ages
remaining.
by getting the Ags upgrade and just silencing him up and trying to burst him
5
down really
seconds
quickly at the start of the
remaining.
fight. And I think we're probably going to see that again here, whether it's the Phoenix or the Disrupt. I think both of them pickoffs for the start of the fight.
Dire
then,
team pick.
Then we saw him play Sniper. We went
Yeah, that
back
was
to the ho ho ha ha days with Sniper Troll on the same team.
What do they want to pick here? They need some like. Do they want sometimes with the Ursa in terms of like
10
mid-game
seconds
potential?
remaining.
Because neither of these teams have like a hard carry at the moment, right? It's something that really
5
wants to
seconds
scale.
remaining.
So this is what I wanted to see. We got a lot of early action, I imagine.
RNG's turn to pick.
Juggernaut.
Ooh.
Ooh,
So-
and I thought the Ursa was going to be the Fly hero, but Jug is Fly's best hero.
Yeah, they're gonna play the Ursa mid against the Void Spirit, I think, which is a really good like 1-to-1 matchup in the lane. I wonder how much like it gets done in the
10
mid game though,
seconds
right?
remaining.
Like this hero's really good when it gets XP from a solo lane as well, because you can kind of like just go to the sidelines and make things happen.
Ooh.
Oh my god!
Mark another one off. 3 new heroes, cutting the ignored heroes down pretty low. Not terribly low, but you know.
I will say though, it's a really good Wraithian game. Like, if you look at what IG's lineup want to do, right? This Disruptor wants to bring somebody in at the start of the fight, try and kill them with a static storm, take a numbers advantage. Ursa likes to blow people up. Axe wants to blow people up. Cool. Jug wants to blow somebody up in an Omni Slash. Like the Wraith good against these lineups that need to kill off very quickly right? And then like move on to the next target, because a lot of the time they don't have the sustained damage to be able to kill the hero off a second time. I'm not sure that's true this game because they have Ursa Jug, but I like the Wraith King pick. I think this is cool. It's possibly a little bit slow. I'm interested to see what item build he goes for. I hope he goes for like some kind of like armlet deso build or like physical damage, because I think this Radiance will be too slow for the game overall. Like he needs to be hitting people here, because the Void Spirit's not going to be dealing a huge amount of physical damage, right? It's going to be on to the Wraith King and the Mars a lot between them. But yeah, this is cool. Always nice to see different heroes. 2 right at the end of their draft.
I think it's tough for a Wraith King in this game. I think there's a lot to set up on when you've got that second life, if they hold it. Like, obviously, you know, killing him the second time, the thing is, I think the variable is whether they have skills to throw their way. But even then, it's like, if Axe is alive, he'll stand there, get the call off, get that first bit of control, maybe get a Sunray going with that. I don't know. I think there's a lot of factors here. Like, Wraith King's game, I think in this game permanently teeters on the edge of being good or bad. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, I can get that.
I don't know.
I just think if it gets to like this mid to late game, it'll be interesting. He might go Halberd as well, actually, on the Wraith King. That might be a big pickup up against the Ursa, right?
That's something we would see something like God King pull off, where he goes like Sanjin Yasha into, you know, Manta Halberd. But I don't, you know, not normally getting a you know, a Manta on a Wraith King.
Hang on, let me get the Google Translate up. Uh.
我是一个没有感情的刷钱机器。来，你打我呀！
Gotta translate that as well.
Something like "you're wrong." It says "you're wrong. Welcome new." And you reopen. Oh, I guess it's something to do with the virus or something, I imagine.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that, just back and forth. I think we saw Nothing to Say talking to Felix Chauba about that. Actually, no, not Nothing to Say, because they're not in the same bracket. I think it was JT talking to Felix, because they're both from Malaysia.
We have always had a little bit of Ultra, haven't we? It's been good fun.
Yeah, not normally a thing you see here with China. I just wish we could understand it a little bit more. I remember there was one game, I don't know if it was me and you, but I think they said in all chat, like, we're coming to bully you, and then all 5 heroes smoked up and got the first blood on him, and it was hilarious. That was like the first and only time I've seen like early game Chinese Dota banter.
So, this Mirana has a really early circlet, by the way. I'm wondering whether the build an urn. Like, it's okay. I just don't think it's an amazing item this game. But I guess like always like that little bit of extra damage is always helpful, I guess. So.
Interestingly enough, it's emo on the jug, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, because both Ursa and Jug are fly heroes, and if any of the two, I think Jug is a fly hero.
I think we've cast the emo Jug before. I'm pretty sure it was in this last tournament of OGA.
I may not have been there, because there was like 1 or 2 BO3s that I missed.
I like our mid laners, by the way, just controlling the creep wave, so their waves effectively have now doubled up.
You're welcome. This is ours.
Is this lane really that good for emo?
It's not amazing, but it's okay, right? Because like Setsu can't really trade right clicks with you, especially when you get this crit at level 2. But it's definitely not bad for voice because he has the shield to negate some of the physical damage.
Just looking for that Aether Remnant.
Yeah, I really wanted to cancel the salve, but it did not have to happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, and he's only got Tango for himself. I wonder, is he calling out a salve? No, just a bottle. Okay. So he'll go bottle, emo, no bottle for him just yet. He picks up another salve and finishes off a Wraith Band, and then the control will be there for Setsu, hopefully, with this bottle into the runes.
So Monet, down in the spot lane, by the way, has been summoned some 2 very early skeletons and harass on the axe. Unfortunately, he's playing against an axe, and kind of just spun them and killed them straight away. So I'm not sure how effective that is in this lane. They can't really stop him from just farming, right? Oh my god. Okay, well, I don't know how they got that kill when Miranda doesn't have Starfall at level 2. That's quite impressive.
But they do have Spear and Arrow.
They do have Spear and Arrow, but you have to land one of them first, right? Like,
that is very true. There's the Spear, no Arrow. Because Miranda's not even close. What's the hold time? So what kind of duration do you have on this? 2.8 at max level. And then what's the max arrow distance time?
It's like 5 seconds, right? At level 4.
Yeah. But what's the range needed? Like the travel time?
Oh, God. I don't know what the...
That's the min-maxing right there. Just you get the full duration, spear, full duration, arrow. All of a sudden, you're just stunned for 7 seconds.
JT is having the most free lane of his life, by the way. Like, he is absolutely loving things down there. I say that he's going to get run at by the Wraith King, but yeah, okay. Just as I say it.
Destroyed.
Okay. Okay. Oracle is that level 3 Oracle? Yeah, I mean, the damage output of this hero when it hits to that level 3 mark is pretty bonk. Kaka comes and secures the top rune. So Setsu can't pick that one up with his bottle.
Again, not the worst thing in the world, 4 to 5 minute mark. Just because you can go get that bounty. Although it was a little bit more efficient before, when this wasn't a small camp. Small camp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like one of the things that eludes me is camp size differences.
Is it really difficult to spot, is it?
Well, it's not that it's difficult. I get nervous naming them.
Afraid you're gonna get called out. Is that the...
Yeah, 100% actually.
I really like this voice where it's taken an early point to simulate, by the way, when you're playing up against a spin. It's important you have that get out of jail free card.
Yeah, basically. And it's a get out of jail free card for an Omni Slash too.
My blade is swifter.
It's not what I expected to happen.
No.
Okay.
Not at all. Sure. Yeah, very odd there. And yeah, Monet, he's going for the wand and the armlet. So far on mark with what you were talking about.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice though. I also like that he's using this jungle really effectively here. Like, this hero farms so fast when you get the points in Mortal Strike, so you might as well just utilize the jungle to at least give your other Oracle some XP as well. Like, he's struggling to lane up against the Axe now, right? Like, they got the kill before, which is nice, but Axe is still having a really good time. I'm going to go back to my point. Like, he's almost got Vanguard on the Axe, and then he's going to be, like, impossible to deal with. Like, in these early stages, at least.
I think you're sacrificing that, though, for the levels here of the Oracle. You know, you've got the Wraith King in the jungle, and I think giving Oracle early experience is very good for you. The quicker you can have that false promise, I think the better your life is.
Oh, yeah, but at the same time, like, he wants to be farming the wave and the jungle, right? But they can't really stop the Axe and the Phoenix from just, like, pulling and just doing annoying things. Like, he has this Vanguard coming out on the courier now, and it's going to be so difficult to for the Wraith. Imagine if he just had to sit here and fight a Vanguard Axe. Like, it doesn't work. Oh, interesting. I thought he might put a second point in Vampiric Aura on the Wraith King, but goes for a third point in the Mortal Strike.
So really just working with the skeletons. Just farm efficiency. Still yet to fill up that bottle, I think, for Setsu.
Is under attack.
I don't think he went back and got the bounty room, but I'm not entirely sure. But as I say that, September comes mid and fills it up for him.
Oh, Emo making small camp stacks just to be able to farm efficiently with the spin. That's pretty good.
Dire are
Bottom.
scanning.
Oracle, ooh. Culling Blade now on cooldown. Didn't get it right.
I think that was a wand or something, yeah, from the Oracle. Probably put him off. Active was on cooldown a second ago. Gotta be check his fairy fires and wands, unfortunately, as the axe. And for the I think the big moment down here is going to be at the 10-minute mark. When this catapult wave spawns again, they're really going to try and push the tower in, I think. Oh, that catapult's still from the 5-minute mark that's attacking this camp. What?
Haste.
It's just been here the whole time.
This game's been pretty slow, at least for the early goings. It's not the worst thing in the world. Ancient stack getting taken right now by Monet, or at least attempted to get taken. He takes the second level in the Vampiric Aura.
You didn't want that.
Interesting. I didn't know, because I knew people were going 1-1-3 a lot of the time, but I thought, do they just not see the 4th point in the Mortal Striker's value then? Interesting. I haven't done the maths on this before, so I don't actually know. He's probably loving life that he got an Iron Talon as well as the Wraith King. It's like full-time jungling and you get the best item for it.
They didn't get the kinetic field around Flywind. He'll throw down the arena and is slowed up a bit. Fly as well as Kaka trying to work on Flywind, but they'll get the false promise. Gets saved. Kaka dead to super. Now trying to turn this, but like we were talking about in the draft, there's the disarm forcing out the ult from the Ursa. Flywind doesn't have the mana for a spear without using a mango, and he might go and turn for it. Actually pops the wand and does have the mana for it now.
Radiant structures
He
are
will be able to
fortified.
get 2 creeps here, I think.
Ooh,
Oh, they're actually
Flyfly's
going
in
for
trouble.
Flyfly.
Yeah, Flywind though, he's got to survive this. Spear throws Fly far away, and all of a sudden, well, he might be able to just get a kill. Okay.
Too close to what is mine.
That's not what you want.
Radiant's bottom tower is
September
under attack.
did not respect Clap, unfortunately.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Oh, there's been so many good moments in these games, actually. I feel like I've laughed so many times at different things across the last few days. Oh,
Okay.
what a classic.
I was not expecting that.
I don't think September was either.
Just a quick turn. And you know, I was surprised he threw that spear, but also maybe Flywind thought he was in danger of losing his life, which I can understand that. But now you don't get the kill in the Ursa, and you just lose the Mirana.
Actually, I don't think he realized that the
Axe
Ursa didn't have
getting
ult
low.
or something.
And Chase should be able to get the kill if they can catch him. He's pretty fast right now, but there's the Fortune's End, and
You had your
finally they
place here.
find the finishing blow on JT.
Because he's the highest net worth hero in the game at the moment, right? Like, every time they can kill this
Mid,
axe,
they
he
found
tries to
Mars.
slow him down.
Static Storm, Kinetic Field, but Mars is pretty tanky. Monet coming forward. Fire Blast on cooldown, but they've got the arena with the spear, and again, Fortune's End with Purifying Flames. The damage output of the Oracle, especially now that he's level 7 this early on. He's got level 4 in Purifying Flames, and that is,
Dire's middle tower
you know,
is
not
under
only
attack.
a lot of damage, but the kill-stealing skill that'll finish off a bunch of these heroes right now.
And they can just finish this mid-tier 1 here as well. Wow, they have a... Oh, okay. Maybe not. JT just waddles in. He's like, hey, guys. I heard you in the neighborhood.
Icarus Dive.
He has egg on Phoenix as well.
Yeah, but they've got the glimpse, and Omni Slash comes through. Mars eats a lot of this. Eventually, the Culling Blade will be the finishing blow.
Yeah, they have to rotate a lot of heroes in for it, though.
Is under attack.
Yeah, kills, like they said, they can now try and look for others. It's a level 3 on cooldown, unfortunately, but this axe is very quick. Oh, that was unfortunate by JT. Do you see what he tried to do? He's trying to pull the Oracle back towards the Ursa, but
Radiant structures
didn't
are
really work.
fortified.
I'm gonna go on this tier 1 tower. Or at least try to. Fly moving in. God's Rebuke. Now the Fortune's End forces the ult. They've got the glimpse into the call as well as this Supernova. They'll look for the Oracle, the Static Storm, the Culling Blade. Down 1, down 2, now a third. Flywind, Super, and September all dying. And no rotations from RNG from their cores. They're 1 or they're 2.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, that was brave. I'm really surprised they decided to try and fight that on the Radiance. Like, they're all set up and ready on this on the IG side already, right? Like, I thought that was
Radiant's
pretty
top
brave.
tower is under attack.
Is he going? What's he got on the Usher? He's going, yeah, okay. I don't mind this. I think the S and Y this game obviously going to be very, very good. You want the status resistance at some point here, I think, as well. Maybe he goes like Yasha back for the Battle Fury
Dire's
though, actually.
middle tower is under attack.
Unsure.
Dire's
I think they
middle
want
tower
the
has
single
fallen.
target physical burst though.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Maybe he just goes straight into
Dire's
the
top
Abyssal
tower
or something
has
now.
fallen.
Monet wants Silver Edge.
Shadows.
And like Shadow gets used, Aether Remnant locks up the axe. They have a stun on the Ollie, the damage coming through, and with the Starstorm, Astral step forward, Ollie ends up dead. They're thinking about going forward, but there's the call, False Promise with the save, Aether Remnant, now
they
a
have an
silence.
Orchid.
And Setsu, yeah, he picks up an Orchid first item on Void Spirit, and they will get this kill on the Emo. That is not the standard for a Void Spirit, usually Yules or Ags, but going Orchid, we have seen this item picked up
Dire's top
by
tower
everybody,
is
it
under
seems.
attack.
Yeah, and I just wasn't expecting it at all, right? Like, this Jug isn't even building towards Manta or anything at this point. He just drums. Yeah, and now all of a sudden, as soon as he sees the Orchid, he's like, yeah, I'd pick Q Hunter as
middle
well.
tower
Should probably
is
go
under
for that
attack.
next. I could fly in the bot lane as well.
The fly battle. Fly by. He's just able to walk out, but they've got the glimpse back into the hands of Fly. And they get the kill, and now the Aether Remnant, it locks up Ursa for a second. Setsu has another jump, and Orchid available in 7 seconds, but with just the Oracle by his side, they don't want to be making the jump any further.
Yeah, like, he can't jump into an Ursa. Like, that's never going to end well, unfortunately. So he has to watch him ride off into the sunset. I talked to Monet going Silver. The Shadow Blade queued up for now, which I think is fine. He might end up going back for the Silver at some point, but do you go for it straight after the Shadow Blade? Maybe you do. I don't think so, though.
He queues it up again.
Oh, he is. Okay.
His attack speed right now, he is really farming. And take a look at Emo once again. There's the Orchid Aether Remnant with a Fortune's End. Can they get the kill? They just need one more shot, and Setsu will grab it. Now they look for Kaka, and with the Purifying Flames, the damage is there. Monet will claim his life. Blink call, that's the blink reveal from JT. They got the taunt on Setsu, but with the Resonant Pulse, he survives a little bit longer to simulate over to the side, trying to get away from Fly. Spear misses, but they got the stun for the Ray Fire Blast. Supernova, Monet will lose his first life. Flywind now needs to run.
Oh, no.
And he gets stunned by the Supernova, which actually times up well with the Reincarnation. But the Aether Remnant on a JT. They get the kill on a Fly. Monet gets credit there. They'll take out Flywind. JT tries to TP out. They don't have a way to stop it, and they might even focus their attention on Ollie. They'll move forward. Aether Remnant misses on Ollie as Emo's here, but standing still for a second. Dust, Setsu. TP's out. He's gone.
That's a big battle pass, guys.
2,300, I believe it was yesterday.
Yeah, this Setsu guy knows how to play Void Spirit, huh? He's playing really well. Feels like he knows like the boundaries of his hero, like really well. He kind of never goes slightly too far. They have the Shadow Blade on the Wraith King there, by the way. They're kind of... I think they're expecting a smoke in here. And they're kind of just huddling up together. They're going to do one of their own, possibly?
Radiant are scanning.
No?
Sentry here for the Dire. And this Observer is actually just out of the range of 2 of these sentries. And as we look into this fight, we've got a call on a 3. Super on the run. False promises himself. So the Culling Blade, JT grabs 2, and he's going to catch up to this Oracle. Oracle glimpsed. So he'll get pulled back after the glimpse because of that call. And eventually there's a 3rd Culling Blade, and JT gets a triple kill. That call on the 3 was huge.
JT is so good at Dota 2. Like, he is so much like the playmaking potential of this side, right? But did they even have vision, like, of anywhere on the high ground there? I feel like they didn't. He just blinked in and found 3.
Yeah, they knew that they were coming over because of this ward, but that's about it. Actually, maybe they caught a glimpse with this ward.
Yeah, potentially. They really need to get more farm on this Radiant side. Like, this was my problem with the Wraith King overall. Like, it's a decent hero for the game, but it's a little bit slow. Like, even if you don't build Radiance, it still feels like it just needs more time to be, like, a real threat. Like, he has no armor really to work with at the moment. Yeah, he's got, like... he's got the Iron Talon and the Armlet, but it doesn't feel like it's enough. He needs, like, that extra bit of damage item as well.
Emo.
Wow. Heads up TP, huh?
Fanbrace is decent.
I see we keep some Wraith King, yeah.
Yeah. And he's got the Ogre Axe of this Silver Edge.
I wonder how good
Blink, call with the Static Storm, and it's right under the Void Spirit. Can he survive? No, he can't. Kaka getting credit for that one.
That was very, very close. I mean, good try by September to leap in and use the axe up in the air to stop him from ulting. Because then as soon as the Static Storm runs out, he can try and escape on the Disruptor by, like, dissimulating or something.
Spear lands, Icarus dive forward. Ollie, he's got a Yule's. Arrow hits the Ursa, but I'm not sure that's going to matter as they use the Omni Slash, and Fly gets the kill on a Flywin, aka the artist formerly known as Flyby.
September just almost saved mates, but they end up both dying. He's like, come on, guys. Like, I'm really trying my best here.
Yules can only do so much.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't ring of Aquila on the Wraith King, actually, and give the Vambrace to the Void Spirit or something. Well, he takes the Aquila on the Void Spirit instead. This Void Spirit really needs to finish his BKB now. Like, at this point in the game, like, he's playing against the Disruptor. Like, the Axe Caller is obviously king, but it helps him so much with the Phoenix, the Disruptor. It just allows him to jump in and try and bring them down at the start of fights.
And 6,000 experience lead for IG.
They've done a really good job in the last few fights. I mean, and again, a lot of it comes down to JT and who he's been able to find with the calls, with that hard lockdown.
Spear going back.
Dire structures are fortified.
September's got the leaps, but, well, Yules and all of a sudden, Fortune Zen, Flyfire taking a lot of damage. They've got the long-range glimpse in the kinetic field. They'll get the kill regardless on a Mirana. And then a blink forward with the Yules from JT, and now he's got a call on a Flywin. And this is looking like a dead Mars. Everybody around him, the damage is there, and finally they'll finish him off. Wraith King hasn't even TP'd into this.
This is not going well for RNG. They're just bleeding kill after kill at the moment, one by one. Like they haven't. Have they tried to make themselves in ages? I feel like the last one was around that Roach pit where they just died, but even before then, it feels like RNG have just upped the tempo so quickly, like playing around this axe. He even went in for this Yules as well, which is a really good choice here. Just sets up really nicely for the call, gives him movement speed, gives him regen problems.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Is that Silver Edge finished on the Wraith King? I think it is.
Invisibility.
Yeah.
Haven't seen the Silver Edge since the change in the recipe. Sentry's right
Dire's
there,
top
so
tower
they see
is under
Monet.
attack.
It's really difficult to make that play. Like now that you know they know you're coming. It's you just got to be careful because they're going to be set up and ready then on the IG side, right? Like you don't just want to run blindly into them. You want to play under your own vision.
Dire are scanning.
I don't know how much I like the lack of halberds on the Radiant side though. Like these BKBs are nice, but it doesn't save you from the call, the Omni Slash, or the Ursa damage, right?
Yeah.
Like it's an okay item, but if everybody's going for it, yes, it's nice, but like, is it enough?
It almost feels like they're relying on the Fate's Edict to stop the Ursa.
Uh-huh. Why does have a Voodoo Mask queued up?
Octarine Core?
I mean, it's the only thing it builds into.
Glimpse call on a Monet.
Good
Got
enough.
the stun though on the Ursa, and Fly is forced to pop that BKB. The Static Storm really doesn't do much, and Monet gets the kill on a Fly. Absolutely obliterates him. Now they go after the Supernova, but with the call, they'll lock down Monet. They'll take away his first life. September, Omni Slash bouncing around on a Fly win, and it doesn't do enough damage. So once again, they'll get the stun with the spear, and Monet takes out a second. Ooh, Astral Step. TP out. Just an escape from the rest of IG.
I wish you could see my absolute disbelief there. They tried to go on the Wraith, which step one, that's never going to go well, right? Like, Wraithing is not like what guy you want to go on first when he can come back to life again. We talked about this in the draft. Like, this is the Wraith King.
Dire's middle
Two,
tower is under
Ursa doesn't
attack.
even get ult off because he like tries to I think he got hit by an arrow by September in the first place, lost half his and popped his
Dire's
BKB and thought he was
bottom tower
fine.
is under attack.
Monet just turns around and hits him for a 921 crit and he just dies before he can get his ult off. Like that was and then but for some reason then like RNG go in and try to kill the egg. Ends up being fine for them in the end, but
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
boy, that was a massive mass fight for
Dire's bottom
RNG
tower
though.
is under attack.
If they can bait the Wraith King like that again, that's like best case scenario. But I feel like IG are going to be reading the situation a little bit better next time. I don't know whether they expected them to like not be behind, like so ready, but when there's like a high ground right next to them, that was brave.
Think about the next fight though, is Monet is most likely going to be level 18. He'll have that BKB, so Reincarnation goes from a 2-minute cooldown to just 40 seconds. Like having it be available like that, or so readily available for the Wraith King, is really just the cherry on top coming into this when you get that
Look at this Wraith
BKB.
King in the axe.
Ooh, I think JT spotted him. Oh! He went into the Silver Edge, but he gets called anyway. I think they just caught a glimpse, and now he's by himself. Reincarnation finally comes back up. The arrow hits onto the Aerosaur. The Aether Remnant.
Oh, good stats.
Not enough. BKB, call on the 2. They'll take the first life away from Monet. Sets it with the BKB, though, isn't going to be enough. They've got the Supernova down, so now RNG need to retreat. Have the glimpse onto the Oracle. Kinetic Field, clumsy net, but Fortune's End to end the run. So all they lose out of this is the BKBs and the Reincarnation. But again, 2-minute cooldown on that Reincarnation.
It's the same thing as last time, though, right? Like that fight looks really good for IG on paper there at the start, but they're going on the Wraith King first, which is like worst case scenario for them. So unfortunately, if they like should kill the Void Spirit there instead of the Wraith King the first time, like that fight's going to go a lot better for them. But unfortunately, yeah, it's just alright. But like you say, I mean, the Reincarnation is on cooldown now, which is nice, but I don't know how much IG can get done before that cooldown comes up again.
Finished.
BKB for the Wraith King and just a couple hundred gold. A Void Spirit, meanwhile, going Shivas. This is a completely different Void Spirit build than what we've been so accustomed to.
Well, it is kind of, but it's also kind of not, right? Like, I think the Orchid's the biggest difference. Like, we've been seeing this Axe a lot, but more and more Orchids are going to be starting to be seen. You know, we talked about this yesterday, that this item has gone up in popularity because of how much cheaper it is now.
That and the Shiva is not normally a Void Spirit item.
I think it is on the Void Spirit if they need armor, though. Like, the AC in the Shivas is sometimes being built on these Void Spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Not like every game. It's just... Ooh, Mind Breaker. Yeah, okay, they're going to give that to September. I think that's a decent choice.
Radiant's bottom tower
The
is
Wraith
under
King,
attack.
right, okay.
Now they smoke, and they'll blink forward for a courier? The break on the Axe. Now they've got the arrow. There's no way he gets a call off. The Omni Slash comes in. He's got the Euls to survive, and Monet ends up dead, so maybe he can get something done. Call comes through, hits on the Void Spirit. They'll get the kill on Ollie GT as well as Kaka. They'll look towards the rest. Flywin, Bulwark, going back on Emo, who's aggressing. They take out Fly. Emo trying to TP out, and he's the only one to escape on IG.
Decop. Who did they go on first?
Wraith King.
And what did we say about the Wraith King going on Wraith King first?
It's not gonna be pretty, and he
Yeah,
does have that
worse.
level 3 reincarnation now.
Worst case scenario, like, they blew everything. Like, they blew the core on him, they blew the Omni Sash on him, and the Static Storm, and that was his first life. Like, it's not gonna work. Like, you need to go on the supporting cast first. This Oracle has to die. If Oracle doesn't die, then the fight's never gonna go well.
It was an awkward blink from JT as well. He caught a glimpse of a courier and went right for it.
Yeah. The other thing as well, though, right, is like Monet's doing a really good thing of just making sure he's standing between them and the rest of his team. So they have to go on the Wraith King first because he's causing them issues. Like, he blinks in, he stuns the Axe, and they're like, oh my god, everybody panic. Like, we have to drop spells on the Wraith King to protect our Axe. When in reality, like, that's not what you want to be doing. And this Wraith King's been given the time that he needs to actually be effective now. And Roche is up.
Oh dear. Spear, everything. And all of a sudden, Emo is just obliterated. Spear arrow combo with Setsu using that Astral Step, and all of a sudden they get the kill onto this Jug. He's dead for 60, no buyback. They will at least get a return kill onto September, but a Spear pushes away Fly with the God's Rebuke as well. And now the Astral Step once again. Aether Remnant locks up Axe. Forced to Euls. Monet moving forward. He's got the reincarnation, and he'll stand his ground for a second as the arrow hits onto the Ursa. And now BKB, that's been popped. Supernova down. Are they just going to go for the egg? He might think about it, but Fly doing a decent chunk of damage where they back off from the Supernova and reinitiate. Ooh, Flywin, I think, missed the God's Rebuke and allowed Axe to blink away. They get the kill on the Kaka. They look over at the Phoenix, who's been silent, so Icarus dives all the way back and around. And they'll grab a kill onto Ollie too.
They managed to get the Orchid... Oh, sorry, Setsu managed to get the Orchid onto the Phoenix just as he dived. And when you're Orchid, it means you can't cancel the dive, so he came all the way back to where he was before. And unfortunately, yeah. Really good fight for RNG, though, again. Like, you see the way they just backed out as soon as the egg goes down, and they instantly just re-engage. Like, it feels like they're really on top of the game at the moment. Setsu picks up the Aegis as well. You don't want to give it to the Wraith King. Like, he's already not dying twice.
The prize is mine.
He also has the cheese.
Not terrible. So now a halberd from Mars.
Dire's middle tower is
Yeah, okay, I don't mind that. But like the halberd's going to be good at all stages in the game up against the Ursa, right? Even the Jug as well.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And they're just starting to take over the map, choke out IG on what they're able to farm. Ag's being picked up by the Disruptor, at least attempting to be picked up. He's 2,050 gold away.
Man, Super on this Oracle has done so much work. Hang on.
BKB, Fly.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna... Oh, wow. September getting aggressive with that. And that arrow actually keeps them close enough where they'll throw out the Fortune's End. Static Storm gets wasted. The Fortune's End now hits on a 2. Monet moving forward. The kinetic field is there. Fortune's End once more. And are they going to jump for this?
Oh my God.
Will. Arena down. That hits JT as well as Kaka. That keeps Emo Fly out of this one. The arrow flies in, and that'll hit him with a Disruptor. The damage coming through from Monet isn't enough to get more than just Kaka for the second, but he's got the Reincarnation. Omni Slash bouncing around. BKB's been popped by Setsu as well as Monet. The fight is going okay for IG so far as Setsu's getting low. The call is out on the Void Spirit. They'll get the Culling Blade, but he's got himself an Aegis.
Jeez.
Monet, he'll eat the cheese. 25 seconds until he's got Reincarnation, but they're going to eat through him. However, there's the False Promise. So another save for Monet. They'll get the kill there on a Fly. They'll jump around, take out Emo. Culling Blade from JT finally finishes off the Wraith King, but they're going to buy back on the Ursa or the Jug. So there's the call that pulls in the Mars. As the Yules is out on a Setsu. Astral Step forward. Aether Remnant down. Arrow misses, but they will get the pull onto the Axe. Spear hits onto the Ancient. Locks up JT. Gets the kill. No buyback. 4 heroes dead on the side of IG, and all they lose is the Wraith King.
I can't believe Flywin decided to try and jump in there to take the fight into the enemy base. That's like... It's so risky. Like, you see how close Monet was to dying, like, a few times in a row? And he manages to get like a decent amount of damage off because of the Oracle ult. Like, it's okay, but... Jeez, was it risky. They are going to get a set of racks off it, though. High risk, high reward.
Dire's middle barracks has
Unfortunately for RNG, Tier 2
Dire's
still
middle
stands bottom.
barracks are under attack.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to get more than one set of racks anyway, I don't think. They can go and try and finish the Tier 2, but...
Yeah,
no way you're
Wraith
going
King.
high ground.
If Wraith King was still alive, they would probably.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Obviously, it's a big if.
Dire's bottom tower
He really
is under
needs the
attack.
Wraith King, though. Like, he needs the extra little bit of armor that it gives as well.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire are scanning.
Octarine for Setsu.
This guy's massive. Like, he's actually huge. Cheeky bit of 10% magic resistance on the Octarine as well. Love that. Such a weird thing to add.
Just go Bloodthorn next, you know?
Sure. I wouldn't mind that. He might go like
Bounty.
another kind of survivability item though as well, I think, potentially.
Artifacts all belong to me.
Even go for a Hex if he wanted to.
They're gonna wait for the next Roche.
Yeah, I mean, they're only 1 racks up, remember? Like, it's 12k net worth difference, but they still do have good damage on the IG side. Like, they have
2
to
racks
respect
up.
them still. Okay, they're gonna smoke up it. Sorry, racks up.
Not quite as slow now.
Ooh, Emo, if he gets caught though. They'll go right.
Okay.
Oh my god. They go right for him, and you look at just the Silver Edge damage with the arrow hitting, the right clicks from Monet as well as Setsu. God. They clear him out so fast.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
This Wraithing slaps, actually. Is Jeez.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
So,
Okay,
Flywin's
they're
looking for an
packing the tower,
opportunity to
Oh,
get
the
in there. Oh, spear on Ursa. Fly forced to buy back now. False Promise keeps Monet alive. They'll get the call that'll pull in Monet, but it's not going to matter. Ooh, Axe? Yeah, Axe there for the Phoenix. That gets the Axe in, but now they're both dead. All right. Disruptor, he's going to try and fight Setsu, or at least try to
Fly-Fly's in
run.
trouble.
And GG's just going to be called, because Fly is no way out of this. The Spear will push him back. They'll get the kill on Akaka. They'll look for the full team wipe and get it. RNG take game 1, and they were behind a little bit to start, but end up pulling it back once the Wraith King, starts getting involved a little bit more.
Yeah, this Emo Jug had a really rough game, huh? He finished 7 and 10. It's not the mid Jug experience he'd signed up for, unfortunately. But
not at all.
it's definitely the one he's been given. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. They had some really good fights early on where like JT was really carrying this early game. It felt like, with that calls, especially around that bit for that first rush. But it gets to this mid game and RNG just, it feels like they always find somebody at the fight, right? Like they always like find a pick off and then like try and turn it into more. Whereas IG, when they took those fights towards the mid to late game, they were finding the Wraith King first every time. And unfortunately, like we said, he's the one hero you don't want to go on. Like they needed a way of getting to this Oracle. Like Oracle died 4 times all game. How long was the game? If the Oracle dies 4 times in 36 minutes, like he's probably going to be doing a huge amount of work. Ends up taking part in 28 of the kills, which I think is the most in the game for his team. It is like it's just such a huge amount here, and it's kind of like it goes unnoticed because it's not flashy, but he was always in the right at the right man. The reason we